Welcome to
BamBamORama. BamBamORama. BamBamORama.
Welcome to another BamBamORama. We got myself, Adrian Estrada.
I'm Jackson Grist.
And we've got Nightmare Canvas,
What's
represented
up,
by
guys?
Aaron and Emmanuelle.
Emmanuelle.
What's up?
What's up?
I get real excited.
Hey,
Thank you.
this is awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Of course.
Sir.
Making the trek from Odessa, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Nightmare Canvas. Give us a real quick overview of what that is for.
Back in 2011, me and the original guitarist David Natividad, we had spoke several years in the past about starting a band together, and we got together. I had had my surgery and all that crap, and I got into a depressed mode, and I was like, start another band, because I had been in Ignite 454 for about 3 or 4 years previously. So I called him up. I was like, hey, let's start a band. Let's do it, man. I said, I've got a young kid that, you know, I can play the guitar. He goes, no. I'm going to bring in Carlos Sarabia. And so he brought in Carlos, and then Alex Cox came in on drums, and I think in 6 weeks we had our first show at Fast Freddy's that Sean Riddle booked for us with Broken Jaw Philosophy and Redneck Remedy. And the name is derived from David's first band, Nightmares in Heaven, and my first band called Blood Canvas. So we kind of just took it and we said, screw it, you know, let's take homage to the things that got us into music to begin with. So.
That's a pretty cool way to go about naming.
Good idea.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah,
I
and
really like how it fits too.
yeah, I mean, it is a neat, because it's like I tell people, you know, we're painting a canvas of nightmares for you when we come to play a show for you, because when we play a show, we're not there just to play our music. You know, you can go listen to the music all day long, but I got to a point there for the longest time that you want to be a performance artist when you're on stage,
Right.
too. Performance art means a lot, and I took a lot of stuff, I guess, from the black metal scene, like Cradle of Filth. I'm a big Danny Filth fan. In fact, just saw them in Midland a couple weeks back. They have amazing live, especially for a guy that's like 5'3". But yeah, like when I first started out doing vocals, I was doing a lot more of the deeper kind of mid-range stuff, and then Carlos left the band and had a guy, you know, he goes, you do some of these cool like goblin stuff in the middle, you know, how high can you get? So started messing around with it, started doing some real high pitch crap, you know, which I was kind of iffy about it for a little bit, and then we started doing it live, and then I started doing mostly, that's all I do now, and everybody's like, dude, like, oh my God, you're like, oh God damn, that's a heavy, that's high as hell. And I'm like, and I'm like, yeah, you know, so that's become more my gimmick now. You know, I've become the high pitch guy in town, I guess. You know, my deeps aren't great, which, you know, everybody's got their flaws, but my goblins and my highs, you know, so I just kind of stuck with that and kept kind of with a black metal, you know, format, you know. We don't write, you know, per se, you know, with the religious intent and stuff about it, but it's like personal experiences written like a black metal format.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
When did you get into the involved?
And 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're the drummer, right?
Yeah, right now.
How long have you been playing drums?
Well, since 2003.
And we were talking a little bit. He's done quite a few projects outside of
Yeah.
Nightmare Canvas. I hope that's okay to mention.
Yeah, for sure.
You mentioned 3 different bands that you're also playing with currently.
Yeah, so I play with Deface the Beauty too, and I have my side project too. It is called An Infecting Human. It's kind of like blackened deathcore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Are you doing drums for both of those as well?
Yeah,
Right on.
just drum.
Nothing wrong with that. I was just curious, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, Robert, our guitarist for Nightmare Canvas, is also the guitarist for Deface the Beauty as well.
Okay, nice. So is that how y'all got connected? Was he already playing with?
Robert joined with us after some unfortunate incidents that happened with the previous guitarist. Great things is he's doing great now. When we're all on good terms, everything's great with him. In fact, we were going to bring him back to the band. We're trying to get him to come back, and he was like, you know what, I don't do it no more. And I was like, you know what, respect it. You know, we still hang out, we talk. He's going to still be on the new album because he did help write some of these songs. And I told him, dude, it's only right you come over and do your recording part. So
you gotta play.
yeah, I was like, you got it. You're gonna get credit, you know. But I need you on this album. Like you helped it, you know. And he's like, so he agreed to at least do that, which was great. So I'm excited about him coming in. In fact, he even went and bought a $1,300 guitar, and I was like, dude, we had plenty. You know, I've got to have one of my own. So I was like, okay, whatever.
I mean, he could also borrow one of these.
There's plenty.
You know, for lack of a better word, that's very romantic, you know, a way to treat something. And I think that's really cool of a way that you get to appreciate each other as musicians. You can still invite someone. Again, romantic is the only word, because that, to me, is like you invite your ex to an important event, you know, that kind of
you know, and like he's excited about it, which was great, because he's been kind of keeping up with the progress that we've been making and kind of, you know, coming back, you know, because like I said, we were on a hiatus for a while. There were some controversies, some things that happened, you know, loss of members. We had one pass away, and our original lead guitarist, Carlos Sarabia, passed away of liver failure, and that was pretty hard on a lot of us.
I believe that.
And we actually kind of took a little bit of a break to kind of coincide with each other what we were going to do, whether we were going to continue the band, you know. And I was like, you know, he hasn't been part of the band for, you know, 6 years, you know, but I understand he's one of the founding members, but I don't feel that it's right to stop the band.
Right.
But I feel to keep his memory alive.
Yeah, for sure.
He wrote a song that's on our first album called Tortured Souls,
Respect.
and we try to play that at every show to keep his memory alive, because he wrote that song. So it's a respect thing for him, and to me it always will be. So
I get that.
yeah.
Well, we certainly are, you know, sorry for the loss, you know, across the board for the family members and you guys. How do you think that you can, you know, for someone that may be potentially out there listening to this, going through a similar thing of losing a close friend like that, how do you think you guys were able to use the music to keep going forward?
For me, because I don't think he ever got to meet Carlos.
Sure.
But for me, it was an initiative that I feel that he would have wanted me to keep going. To me, like, this is the way I've always put it, like, if you ever record an album or put something out digitally or any type of media, you never die. So in return, you basically you live forever. So those songs being there on the line, online, and Spotify, YouTube, you know, all that stuff, it's basically his presence will always be known. So it was my vision was always to keep the memory going with the band, you know, because people are always, especially the OG guys, you know, like all the guys from Kill Everything, you know, Shane and Carlos were in several bands together.
Yeah.
And Shane was very appreciative that we kept it going, because he's like, you know, Carlos was one of the members, you know, and y'all are still playing Tortured Souls. That's freaking awesome, man. You know, so that was a big plus, you know. So that's one of my motivations, is that you can't stop. You know, you got to keep going. You know, the band's gone through numerous lineup changes. Like, and over the years, we've gone through probably 3 different guitarists, and he's our 3rd drummer. So, I mean, it's just a lot's happened, you know. I mean, but the lineup we have now is the most solid we've ever been.
Yeah.
That's great.
There's no drama.
Solid, yeah.
No drama whatsoever inside the band anymore, which is a very nice thing when you can go to practice and everybody
Like a family, bro.
Yeah. Take a big old trip together and have a good time, and it's all good now. So
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be as bad as having 5 other girlfriends, depending on how many.
Oh.
And I hate to say it like that. I'm gonna get destroyed on the internet.
No. But I mean, no. That's a very good way to put it. Especially, I mean, we did a track from here to Albuquerque, and then we played the Whiskey a Go Go in California, and touring, even that little small tour, it was like a week long. It's hard on you. Like,
very
people,
much.
I don't think. And there's one thing I want like the younger crowd to understand. Like, if you're not in it for the love of the music, you were in it for the wrong reasons.
Absolutely.
Like, for one thing, you're gonna fall apart instantly. If you're instantly in your head like fame, fortune, money, like, dude, you're in the wrong business. 'Cause I myself have spent probably 10, 20 grand in this band and made $0 from it, which is fine. You know, I have no problems with that. But the memories can never be taken away.
That's true.
Which is one of the greatest things. I mean, how many people can sit there and say they actually got to go hang out with Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse?
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's fucking cool.
and
It's
then
amazing.
meet Spider Zombie and then realize he's a complete douchebag. You know,
sometimes your heroes and people.
And that one kind of hurt a little bit. Like meeting him, that hurt. You know, I looked him square in the face. I was like, dude, you know, I was riding around in my Camaro, bro. I remember popping your CD and just jamming out. That's cool, bro. Whatever.
Really?
Her jaw just drops. Like, dude, my hero just dissed me, bro. Like, wow. Whatever. So it happens. Like, and there's a lot of stories about him from a lot of bands around town that have played with him. He's very big-headed. I think Sam Logan has had a experience with him when he was in Cryoburn, which they were a great band, by the way.
I mean, it happens, you know, that people with those egos, they run away with it. And
Yeah.
all you can do is smile and let them run.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they'll get hit by a bus.
Their guitarist was one of the coolest dudes, man. He stayed and watched every band play while the rest of the band went off to go eat at some restaurant. And he
I appreciate
stayed.
that shit.
And I was like, I even told him because he like friended me on Facebook, and I'm like, whoa, what? You know, but no, he's a really cool dude. He was legitimately one of the nicest dudes on the planet. I was like, that's neat. So.
Yeah, man, I hate when they just leave.
I do too. It really frustrates me.
Especially locals. Like if you're in a local band, you just leave.
It hurts so bad. It's
Yeah.
Are you glad? Why are you looking at me?
I was like about to say something.
No. I do. I will say this. I play a lot of local shows, or not a lot of local shows, but I play local shows. Most of the time they happen on school nights.
Yeah.
Single dad, my son is here with me, and so a lot of the times I do have to cut out early. I hate that I have to.
Yeah,
But
his kid gets drunk real quick. And he has to get
But no, I mean I always try to make sure I let the crowd know. I let the bands that I'm playing with know, and I'll go listen to them on Spotify or
and I've never had a problem with that. I've always respected that though.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a family to take care of, it's and I've always said family comes first.
Absolutely.
Fame comes second. But if you're able to hey, I can come at least play a show, let people see my art, but I gotta go take care of family afterwards. I have never seen a problem with that. I've always been legitimately, hey, we were in a situation when we played in El Paso and I had food poisoning. And we had to play the Rock House. We were supposed to headline. And I'm over here like, dude, white as a ghost. And I looked at the promoter and I was like, can we please just open? I'm sicker than a dog. And legitimately the dude was like, yeah, if y'all want to go ahead, you're not going to have a crowd. These people were coming out to see you guys. But I was like, I don't care right now. Got on stage, pulled it off, almost threw up numerous times. But, it was one of those deals where it's like, I gotta get back home. I'm sicker than a dog, and I told the bands I can't watch you play. And they're like, no, dude, you need to go. We need to call an ambulance. And I'm like, nah, bro, it's just some food poisoning. I'm gonna have a 5-hour horrible trip home. So, but yeah, it's completely respectable. Like people don't understand situations, and there's always a different situation you may not understand. So I don't ever, especially a local person, I don't get too mad when a local person leaves. It's like they're always gonna have another chance to see me. I'm gonna play local again. It's when like the bigger band, it's like. The headliner, they're just a sneak peek. Come on, man, come watch what I'm doing. Because most of the time you've got to sell tickets to play a show. So, so when we opened up for Rivers of Nihil at the Hector Theater, nicest dudes, watched every band, like cool dudes. Like that was one that I was like, man, some of the guys you really like are really down to fucking earth. And they were shocked with the turnout. They were like, this was a Thursday night. We didn't even expect 300 people to show up, and there was like 700 people that showed up.
That's awesome.
So
speaking of shows, so when was your most recent show?
Last one was in Abilene.
Abilene, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have coming up?
The next show we have actually scheduled is going to be the January show at the Halton Theater in was it January 6th, I believe?
Yeah.
And we're
19.
The 19th. Okay,
yeah.
January 19th, and we are co-headlining the main stage on day one.
Nice.
So.
And where's that? Tell me that one again.
The Halton Theater.
Halton Theater.
Which I've never played it. I've heard it's a really great place to play. It's one of like the bigger.
It's close to Fort Worth.
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the name of the town. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's over. My bad. Apologies. What's something other than that you're looking forward to? You guys have anything on the side that you've been working on?
I have. I've been writing some new lyrics for some new songs.
New song coming, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I actually wrote a song called Nightmare Canvas, and I sent it to Cody, and he was like, dude, hell yeah, we have a homage to our band name now, and I was like, so You just got to put music to it, and of course, video games. That's
Berserk.
yeah, that's another one. We really that song. Like I'm an anime nerd. Like I love anime, and so I had to write a song about my favorite anime, which is Berserk. And never seen Berserk. I advise anybody to get on YouTube. You can watch the whole 1997 series. Don't watch the new junk. Watch the 1997 Book of War series, and it's one of the best, bloodiest, fucked up anime you'll ever see.
There you go. Is that an anime you? Well, if someone's not into anime, I'll be honest, I've only ever watched.
If you're not into anime, you'll like it.
I will. That's the.
This is why I tell people that you'll like it, because if you're into like medieval war, but with a demon type presence and mixed in with bloodlines and H.P. Lovecraftian type stuff,
Okay.
you'll really enjoy it. Like it's. So I had to write a song to it, and these guys really put me to work, especially with the fast verse, because it's, just so it's. We're trying to get an animated video made for it, which I'd like to do.
That's badass.
Because the man that was the animator and creator of Berserk, Kentaro Miura, he passed away, of course. He had an aneurysm and passed away, which was unfortunate. And they were going to cancel the series, but fortunately they are going to continue it finally, which I'm glad. But it was kind of a homage to him, and of course I have to show that's what they call the Bailet.
Okay.
And once it transforms into a full face and starts crying, the God hand comes down. And they are the 5 beings that control life, death, and everything, chaos. Bailets are only given the chosen few. And so it's got a bunch of betrayal and all kinds. I was very addicted to it. It's one of the very first animes that really got me into it. So it was my homage. The anime in general, that's why I didn't want to cop out and do what Slaughter to Prevail did, because they kind of did a song, they did a song called Berserk, and it's, kind of the same way, but they took clips from the TV show, and they did that. And I'm kind of like, I don't want to do it that way, I wanted to be like Berserk, but I wanted to be taken into a different animated direction. So it doesn't have to be that Berserk universe. It can be its own different universe, so that it's not tied in and mistaken, And I know a local animator named Joseph Daniels in Odessa that he's very, very talented. I did a short film for him that is on YouTube, where of course I die. Everything I'm in, I die for some reason. But he's an amazing animator. He continued the short film he made it, and he continued it into an animated shorts from there on, and he's really talented. So I've been kind of talking, seeing if he would maybe do it for me, because he did one for a band called RuneScarred that turned out really, really good. They're out of Austin.
I'm gonna have to pick your brain about him. It might end up being when I'm editing. Oh yeah, this name, and then I'll hit you back.
Yeah.
Because we probably want to invite him on. We were just trying to invite any kind of artist in general. But that sounds awesome. Would totally love to see his work. All around.
Oh yeah.
And then of course see it
Yeah.
all put together with you guys.
Yeah, Billy Pond was in the short film.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Billy. In fact, was supposed to release this month. We filmed it 3, 4, 5 years ago, called Cryptids, and it's our short film. It's a series of short films, and Joe Bob Briggs is like a radio host, and people call in with cryptids, which is what it's called. And the one I'm in is called Chupacabra Death Machine.
Esau's in that.
Huh?
Is Esau in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm number 1.
Esau was telling me about it.
And it's a messed up story, because the day that we recorded the first set, a scene, which we had to do this fight scene and all this crap, me and the main other guy, I get told you got one line. I show up, never seen the script. I'm a main character with script this fucking long, and I'm like, are we serious right now? They're like, well, we're just gonna do script reading and stuff, and we're gonna do the fight scene where y'all run up the stuff. I was like, cool. I was like, because I said Monday I take off town, we're going to play LA, and da-da-da-da. Well, there's a ramp that you run up, and there's a bell carpet about this high. 6 tape, we fly up it, and my foot catches the bell carpet, and I Superman out. dislocate my shoulder, which I already had a bad shoulder, but it usually dislocates backwards. Well, it went forward. So I'm like, fuck. You know, I'm hurting, you know, I'm like, hold on, let's take a break, let me get my arm back in place. So over here just like, oh no. It won't, I mean, of course, we had a medic on staff, and I'm like, I'm not that bad, I can take the pain, let's go back in there, and I ended up starting, almost puking. And I told the lady, the medic on staff, she goes, it doesn't matter how much pain you can take, honey, your brain says different, and it's going to make your body react. So, we get my arm back in place, as soon as we walk in the door, it goes, boop. And I'm like, screw this. The guy that I'm acting with tonight, this is the only night he can act. Let's finish our scenes. I'm going to be in pain. It's cool. It'll help with the look for the fight scene for sure. Because I had the very last scene I had of the night, I had to hold him with his dislocated shoulder up to his throat. And then he pushes me off of him onto a mat. He pushed me onto the mat and my shoulder went back into place. So I was like, that worked out. So that's supposed to come out sometime soon, which I was like, wow, cool, I'm in a damn movie, that's neat, you know.
Yeah, please forgive me, I had no idea you did that.
Yeah. I've been trying to remember, Esau's my barber, I've been trying to remember the name of this horror movie short that he did for the longest time, and it's funny, you said it and I was like, fuck,
Yeah, I just, was it today? I just messaged Billy to invite him on.
Yeah, we've been trying to get
awesome.
Billy Pond on the podcast. So
Yeah, Billy, you need to come out. This is cool.
Esau's supposed to come on too. So.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that's really cool.
Again,
yeah.
we're just inviting as many.
That's neat.
I mean, in the end, if we can just help anyone get promoted a little bit,
Sure.
Yeah. And if we create that little network,
Yeah, definitely.
the more the merrier.
Oh yeah, that's always a good thing. Always helps promotion. You know, it's like I was telling Robert and Cody them. I was like, it's always good to do anything to help promote a band, your band, anybody else's band. You know, it's always
Hurts you in no way to push someone up.
I mean, I think it always should be a community. I know there's a lot of bands out there that get real competitive about it, and I understand competitiveness breeds excellence, so they say. To me, music is about community. Come together, everybody being a big brotherhood. Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Right?
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to be the best guitarist in this area, that's fine. But while you do that, you lift everyone else up.
Exactly.
Like,
And that's the best way to do it, exactly. Because I can remember back in the days when I did Ignite 454, man, I had some beef with quite a few people, and I would play shows with them, but you were at that show, y'all were friends. Y'all chilled out. Y'all drank beers together. You did your thing. And I don't know if it's the younger crowd that's changed over the years, but a lot of time there's well, we won't play with these guys. We refuse to play with these guys. And it's like, why be like that when you can get that person's crowd and fan base to come see you play too? That may create you a bigger fan base just because that band's fan base saw you. And
absolutely.
I've always looked at it that way, that it's never a bad thing to put another band, even if you have a problem with that band, on your bill, because their fan base could come out and see you and go, oh, I like these guys. Now you've got more fans. And it's just a better attitude to have, you know, because support. You know, and there's I think everybody at points in time can tell who doesn't support and doesn't support. We all know in the band scene who does and doesn't. And we all talk. I mean, that's just how it is. But those of us are going to support each other and lift up. Like us and Day After Dead, we've been really talking about really trying to bring back the scene back to Midland, Odessa. Because it just died off for so long.
That's another.
Speaking of, we can call one of them out right now because he stood us up.
Oh yeah.
He left us on red. Cecil. Now to clarify real quick, time out real quick, before you guys understand how bad this bus I'm throwing him under is. That motherfucker might as well be like one of my older siblings.
Oh, yeah.
I've known that guy since
Respect you, bro.
since Club Underground, when that motherfucker had no facial anything and he still couldn't grow it today, you know what I mean?
No, it really can't.
So
He
that
doesn't got his head now.
Yeah. But that motherfucker owes me some respect. No,
Me too, bro.
no, I'm just saying, joking aside, here's the poke of, hey motherfucker, come back.
Cecil.
Yeah, you owe us some time on these
Come on,
chains.
get over here. Yeah. And Chris.
Yes, and I do need to reach out to Chris.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we should.
Great band and a great musician, bro.
Great people.
I've been meaning to catch Dad for a while.
Yeah.
They are
I haven't
fun
been able to.
as fuck.
It's a great name.
Yeah. Yeah, and the way they do it, I mean, everybody I think in the band's dad, you know,
I think that's why they went with that.
yeah, they all got
Right?
kids, you know, and it worked out. And honestly, everybody in that band, you can tell, is probably the happiest they've been in a band in a while. That's the happiest I've seen Cecil in a long time. Like more. Of course, he's always negative on Facebook and always quoting the acacia string. But you know, Cecil, I love that dude to death, man. Like I did my very first show in Nightmare Canvas with that guy when he was in Broken Jaw Philosophy, and they had big ass Ryan Clapp doing vocals for him. Dear Lord, that was a big man. That is a big man. That is a big man. You know. If you've ever seen Circus of the Dead, he is the one of the clowns.
No, I haven't seen Circus.
Oh God,
We've been you've talked about it. Michelle talked about it too, right?
Do you know Michelle Tate by chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you watch that by? I'm not trying to see if you. Have you
She-
seen the
she was
episode?
on-
We had her on, yeah.
Oh no, I haven't seen that one.
Of course, we invite anyone to watch it.
Right.
It was one of the first episodes, and has no bearing on our guests, only on my technical prowess. It's one of the ones where we kind of got over a few humps, especially on the audio end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
It's one of our best
a
episodes.
little bit more polished, yeah.
well, that's good.
So that just means yours is going to be even better.
Hey, that's always a plus. It's always a plus.
All of that being said, here on BamBamORama, we like to do a thing we call weaseling. Now, to be upfront, this was your idea. As you came in, you saw the cameras, you said, hey, could you guys do a video?
You guys can making video?
And we said, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So, I don't want to ask you necessarily for the idea that you would do it, but to make it a little bit of pep, you know?
I mean, I've had a vision for a song that we've already recorded.
Blood
We-
Clot?
No,
No.
no. In Blood Clot, Robert didn't like my idea for Blood Clot because the song is what it's about. Like, and the song is very controversial because it was some things going through my head when I was diagnosed with cancer several years back, which I'm fine now, but very suicidal thought song, and it's very suicidal. And he didn't like my idea for the song, and he wants to make a lyric video for that, which I was like, fine, I can deal with that, because suicide is a very touchy subject, especially like if you make a music video interpreting anything involved with that. Going on YouTube, one, it's going to get demonetized instantly like that. People aren't going to watch it. You're not going to get recommended to watch it unless you try to get people there.
It's true.
So, but what's kind of weird about that is that you can go the gore fashion and get away with it and still stay in a monetization value, which I've always had this vision of doing the song Sister of Sin
Yeah, sister.
with a woman kind of like a nun, but she is like demon-like, and she's a priestess, and basically it's like a church in the woods, but people stumble upon it, but she's not there to be good, she's there to take your soul and, you know, kill you basically. And the whole premise of the video is I wanted basically the band to stumble upon it and us to go in there and one by one get fucking murked off, you know.
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
Yeah, you know, that was always my idea, because the way the song is, you know, it would just be you have to have one female actress, you know, and then us dying, you know, and it's, you know, so. And I've always had that vision. It would be a fun idea, a lot of gore involved, a lot of blood, you know, and then, you know, it's something that we've already released. Of course, we have to re-record it because we're going to have his drums on it, and we have to re-record it for the new album because it's so old at this point that
Mastering and everything.
everything has to be redone and stuff. So, but that's always been my vision to record for that song. My vision for what I wanted for Blood Clot was I immediately in my head was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Like Robert's idea when he came out with like, let's just do a lyric video for this song.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right. You know, because going my route would definitely. It could definitely make some people think two different ways. Like, they don't like that you did that. They don't like that. And it could turn some fans away because some people don't like to even talk about that subject. It's a very faux pas for some people. So,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, not by any means to toot our own horn, but you know, I've shared some things publicly about my situations in the past and, you know, my battles and struggles. It's something that would never try to force you into. But we'd always be happy to, if you ever decide to change your mind, we'd always be happy to try to help carefully take that into video if you ever wanted
Yeah.
to. But of course, the Scary Nun in the Woods thing sounds great.
Right?
Oh yeah.
The beauty is that in Texas, in public land, you can film, and Comanche Trail is perfect for this kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Correct.
That's a
Sounds
good
like fun.
idea.
I mean, and
To
that,
me, it's a good idea for sure.
yeah, well, that's
That's a
always
really
been
good
my
idea.
idea for that song. I mean, because you know you've got the nun, of course, but I mean, this is the way the lyrics of this song is she's not really a nun; she's an old one. You know, here on Earth, you know, to just take souls for the other old ones. You know, and
Yeah.
that's basically what the song's about. I mean, if you want to get into it, that's probably one of our most thing that would come to satanic is anything at all. But it's because I mean, there's a verse in the song that says, "On your knees, it's time to pray." You know, because of course you're praying not for her to kill your ass, but it's
We don't.
If you're really down with it,
definitely
then,
down with that. That would be
then yeah,
really cool.
with your permission, I will take charge on getting some stuff together and work some dates out for everybody. If that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that would be great. That'd
Especially
be
with,
great.
I think, you know, it's getting cold. Leaves are gonna start falling.
I think it's a
it'll-
great
Cold is the best time.
It'll
Yeah.
look good.
Especially
Out in
because
the
since
woods, yeah.
I still in the video would want to wear my face paint, you know,
Sure.
since that's my stage look, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then
Well, it's-
you know dying with my stage paint on, you know, and confronting her myself, you know, and
Sure, yeah.
you know, I think that would be like me confronting the demonic creature at the very end, and then not knowing what to expect, like you know something like that of nature, you know, I think that's pretty cool. So like there's a band out of Abilene named Cinephilia. Those guys use some props on stage
Ooh.
that are John Wheeler. John Wheeler's a really cool dude, and like they
Badass
all
man.
of their songs are about old '80s horror movies.
Yeah.
Like all of them. It is freaking cool as shit what
Oh,
they
man.
do in their gimmicks.
Another
And like
group
they
we'll
bring
have
out toxic barrels on stage with like zombies that look like they're coming out and a
Nice.
fog machine inside of. Yeah, it's neat. Like they are really cool.
I gotta go see that.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Neon
definitely gonna-
color all the way with the neon color.
Oh yeah, dude, he painted his face. His face is like almost like the Grinch kind of, but like it was cool. Like it matches all their paint and stuff matches. It was cool. And their guitarist, his button is a finger on his guitar. His switch, his little switch is like a dead finger on there.
We have
That's
to
crazy.
get that name again too, to try to invite them around. But yeah, I gotta go see them if nothing
For
else.
real badass
That
man.
sounds
Yeah,
so
they're
Recommend
good.
it.
They're
Where
really
you say they were?
100%.
San Angelo or
Abilene.
So naturally, there's plenty more to talk about. We are more than delighted to have you guys here. But I absolutely need all four of you at some point.
Yeah.
So we've already committed to the music video thing. Definitely going to be working on that together. Gonna invite you again to a later time whenever you
Yes.
guys get.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm gonna make sure these guys had their dates off for that day.
Call you,
Hey man,
Robert.
it's hard to get four people in the room.
Especially when you have especially when you have two people that they're basically they work in the bar scene. So
And we can
it's-
work around that too. You know, we're not going to try to take anyone away from money. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who are we?
Yeah.
I know my drummer. He works at. Or he's a career waiter. So half the time when I ask him, "Hey, can you do the show with me?" He's like, "I don't know. I gotta ask off." And I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to take your money away from you.
That's it. That's how we are. That's why
Yeah.
we usually when we book shows, it's usually we have to book 2-3 months in advance because we don't know what if as long as we do that, everybody can get off that date. But
Yeah.
it's something that
It's
comes
better
up.
like that. For
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean for him especially, and Robert and Cody. Like for me, like I could probably take off any time. My boss, I've been worked the same place for 7 years, and my boss knows I do this, and they've always been pretty supportive.
That's
of me
awesome.
doing the music, which is nice. It's nice to finally work somewhere that's been real supportive of me
That
doing
doesn't
music.
happen
What a
very much.
gift.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't happen very often.
Because someone would be like, "Man, you're stupid. You got a job. Why are you chasing this pipe dream?" And to me, like, fuck off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, let me do something I enjoy. And
Exactly. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I think I only have one regret, is that I have been since he knows Ignite 454. You know, I've been doing this for so long. It's well over 20 years. I missed a lot of my kids growing up. A
I
lot.
get that.
I was on the when I was with Ignite. I was on the road every weekend. Every weekend we were on the road. I mean, Oklahoma City, over here, over there, over here, over there. So that was the hardest part for me. Is I missed a lot of stuff with my children growing up. And
Right.
now I've got a 20-year-old daughter going to Baylor for cybersecurity, and then a 16-year-old daughter that's going to Permian, and it's like, well, they're already grown, screw it, you know, I'm going to continue to do it, you know, and now their friends are into my music, which is kind of cool. You know?
That is cool.
That feels good.
My
right?
youngest will come home, yeah, all I heard about was like, your dad's that guy? Oh my gosh. She's like, I'm tired of hearing it. I'm like, well, you know, at least that's cool, the younger crowd. And that's one thing I like is bringing the younger crowd up.
Exactly.
That's the biggest thing for me.
I agree with that.
Well, it's definitely a nice way to end it. I believe that that's the best attitude out of any musicians that are out there, because there's plenty more that have that, and thank you for sharing that mentality with the rest of us here, guys.
Oh yeah.
Once again, we want to thank Nightmare Canvas for joining us here.
Thank you for having us.
Aaron and Emmanuelle.
Where can they find y'all?
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, any of the streaming services we're on. I mean, we're even on iHeartRadio, which was weird, but we're even on there. So.
And I'll say this because I always say this. Right now, as far as I know, out of most of those, Apple Music pays out a little more music. So please listen to Apple Music if you have it.
Yes.
But regardless, listen. That's what's important.
And the new single should be out in a few weeks.
Very good.
It's called Blood Clot.
So we're definitely going to include your links in this. Please keep me honest with that and send them to me. If you remember first, if not, I'll ask you.
Check out our Twitch streams Tuesday nights. I don't know if they still will be Tuesday night when this airs, but check out our sketches on YouTube as well.
Again, thank you, Nightmare Canvas. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you guys.